Let's get to talking about other stupid stuff. So, John, did you make it? Let's go to John here. Did you make it to the VO conference, VO
Yes,
Atlanta?
I did.
Oh,
That was
nice.
my first VO Atlanta.
VO Babble.
I got there a day early, and that was fortunate for me because I could have come in on Thursday. It really starts Thursday night. The keynote speaker and stuff starts like 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. I got there Wednesday, and that gave me a chance to run over to a rental property I own in the Atlanta area and meet the property manager and see the place that I bought sight unseen years ago. I'd never even been there. And so that was kind of cool. And so then the conference started Thursday night with a keynote. I was having dinner with some other VO friends, so I missed the keynote speaker. By the time we got there, the room was like standing room only. You couldn't even get in the door. So I wasn't going to stand there with the rest of the sardines. So
Well, wow.
I missed the keynote, but I'm told that that was a great talk. So
Who was
VO Atlanta, Maurice somebody or other, who I'd never heard of before, but he's supposed to be some famous voiceover. Anyway, so VO Atlanta, they have a bunch for your registration price of around $500, 488 or something. You have access to um, a bunch of what they call breakout sessions, which are scheduled in various rooms in this convention center at the Hilton Airport uh, Hotel. And those are all included. Then they have what they call X sessions, which are it's, a, it's labeled X like the letter X, but this really means extra. And you pay extra for those. Those are 3 hour sessions, and they're limited to 12 people. And I only signed up for one X session. My goal this time was to try to get in front of some agents and meet some agents so maybe I could get going in that arena because I have zero agents right now. Um, there was an audiobook track, so there were if you're into audiobooks, there were several different sessions on those, and their lunch was included, and but breakfast and dinner is on your own. The let's see what else. A Friday night party and a Saturday night party that's included too. Uh, really, the thing is the value, in addition to the training and education, is getting to meet people. Other voice actors and people you might have interacted with online but never met in person and things like that. I would go again, but I'm not going to go again until I make enough money on VO to pay for going. So I'm not making that much money on VO right now, and so I went and paid my own money because I had heard about this experience and I wanted to go and be a part of it. And like I say, I would go again. I think it's very valuable. You make connections with people and you can learn about stuff.
So
But
were you able to line up with any agents at all or?
not yet, not yet. Next week, next Thursday, we're flying to Japan for 2.5 weeks
Oh my.
to well for a vacation and visit to my wife's son and his wife who live there. And so I VO Atlanta was just last week, and I didn't want to reach out to agents and stuff and then be gone and not have any way to correspond with them. And I didn't want them to get back to me and not hear anything. So I'll wait until after I get back, uh, April 6th, to start doing that.
Okay, cool. So when you say that the conference included these breakout sessions, what did
Yes,
that entail? I mean,
there are. I should send you the itinerary,
Yeah.
and so you'll see. Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to you if I can still find it. That has a list of all the classes, and there were some on business, or some on performance, some on agents, some on audiobooks, a wide variety of stuff. Video games. I'm I really don't care about video games personally, so I didn't go to any video game sessions. But if that's your thing, they have different sessions about breaking into that arena.
Okay, cool. All right, but I mean, the way it sounds though, it really is rather it's rather expensive because I mean, okay,
Yeah,
the conference itself is like $500 you said,
right,
488. But again,
right.
you you've got to pay for your travel, your hotel room, your basically your
That's right.
meals, all of your meals, and then all
Yeah,
of those.
the hotel with see, I had breakfast there in the hotel every morning and charged that to the room. And so see, I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So I was there 4 nights and with four breakfasts and whatever. It cost me $1,000 just for the hotel.
Yeah, yeah,
But you'll be able to write it off because you could say you were looking
Oh
at your
yeah.
property.
Well, and it's also a business write-off on my voiceover business.
yes, yeah.
So
Well, that's interesting. All right, but you felt it was worth the money spent.
it was worth it. Yeah, yeah. Something to consider. They already have tickets available for next VO Atlanta for 2025 at a super discounted price, a couple $100 off, I think. So
So, John, did you learn anything you didn't know, do you think? Or was it just the connections that were important? But did you happen to learn something in one of these things that you didn't already know?
nothing I can put my finger on at the moment,
Yeah.
frankly.
Because you're just so damn smart, anyways. That's you just
Oh, and there was somebody there from Such a Voice.
Oh,
oh
really?
really?
Who was it?
Yeah,
Whoa,
uh,
whoa.
yeah, and now they weren't a vendor or anything, but I struck up a conversation in the bar. The bar and the restaurants is kind of this big open area. So anyway, she was talking to a friend of mine, and I kind of joined that conversation. And her name is Sky, Skye, and yeah, she's some kind of liaison with Such a Voice. I said, "Oh, I know some folks that went through that program back in the dark ages."
Yeah. Is Mark, do you know if that one woman who was in our group in Colorado still with Such a Voice?
Yeah. Um, jeez, I always draw a blank on her
Her name.
name. I can see her face, but
Yeah.
I believe she still is. Last time I looked at anything involving Such a Voice just to check on things, yeah, she was Jolene.
Jolene, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Jolene. She's a coach, but she's more of the finance marketing type of coach. She's not a acting or voiceover coach for it. She's
Yeah, Dolly Parton wrote a song about her. I don't know.
Jolene, yeah.
Jolene. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And Beyonce sang it because Beyonce's now into the country genre.
Ah. Oh boy. And yeah. And Dolly's into rock, which really sucked.
Rap. No, rap. She's into rap now.
Dolly.
Yeah, with oh God, Pitbull.
Whoever the fuck Pitbull is.
Can't imagine that combination.
Come on, you guys, get with it. You're not on TikTok.
No, no. God, that's a communist controlled entity. Don't you realize that?
Oh my God, it makes me laugh. Some of the stuff that's on there, though. Oh God. Plus the music. There's pretty good music. These musicians use TikTok to,
I know. No,
yeah,
that's that whole TikTok thing is a whole other thing.
I know.
All right, well, cool. So Via Atlanta was a good thing. That's
Yeah,
that's nice. That's good to know. I was thinking about doing it myself this year, but just how quickly it came on and everything else I'm doing and not doing, it just kind of blew by. Uh, the next one is that Dallas one coming up, right? There's one in Dallas.
yes. One Voice that's in August or September, I think.
Yeah, and you went to that before, right?
I went to that last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the
And
Atlanta one is kind of close to me. I should think about it, but
And Cindy went down in her basement.
He's back.
we don't have basements in Florida.
Yeah.
No
Nor,
basement.
nor do we have that in Arizona.
No, really.
Yeah,
They can't even bury people in the ground. Everybody's up above the ground.
right. I saw on the social media there were a couple of the guys that did some podcasts about voices.com, that
yeah,
the interim CEO showed up for the conference
yeah.
during one of the talks, and I guess I guess it was very, very tense and uncomfortable. And
I was not at that session, but I had heard that as well.
yeah,
That
yeah, there was,
that they ripped them a new one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What's the reason? What's the background?
No.
Well,
Well, yeah. Go ahead, John.
you want to take it?
No, you start. I'll fill in anything you miss.
Okay. Voices.com
Mm-hmm.
has this reputation of taking advantage of the voice actors on the platform. And so a client will come in and they'll say, okay, I have a budget for $1,000 for this job, whatever it is. And so the client will pay their $1,000 and it'll get posted on voices.com as a $200 job.
Oh God.
And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And other shady things like that.
Right.
Uh,
Whoa.
Voices, the Cicerelli, the guy who started Voices with his daughter, uh, sold it or stepped down or whatever about a year ago. He's not running it anymore,
Was
and some
forced.
venture capital outfit is running it.
Yeah. He was
But I'm
forced to
told
step
that
down.
it hasn't got much better. And I've been on Voices since last October and audition several times a day and submit what I think are good reads. And I get a few short lists occasionally, but haven't got a job yet. So anyway, I don't know. I Your membership is a year. It's $488, I think. And so I already paid for a year, but I'm not going to renew it. Just not. I think it's just a waste of money for me.
Yeah. I think the one voiceover site I like just for information is Edge Studios. I like to go there. They have a lot of information. They have scripts, they have pricing, they have, just, and then they have some paying things, but I kind of like them. I don't know if you've heard anything bad about them, but there's no charge
No.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it's free, that's one thing. But they're the talent. Oh, then of course, Voices takes, if you do get the job, they take 20% of the price too.
Oh.
So
Right.
yeah,
The big issue was what they called triple dipping.
yeah,
And that was where basically the client comes in and to the voices.com and says, I have $1,000 for this gig I want to do. And they get a manager to take care of it. And it's a managed service. And so they'll send it out to everybody that, this job is, like you said, $250. So they're basically taking, 750 of it right for them without even you seeing
right,
that money. It goes right to them. Plus, they're going to charge you that 20%, what do you call it? Agent fee. Yeah, agent fee on that. So you're getting now just $200 for that $250. Plus, you had to pay your yearly membership to even to get the opportunity to have that. So that's why they're calling it triple dipping.
Yeah. So
Uh,
it's kind of like they're scamming you in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
well, yes, that's what a lot of people are saying. Of course, voices.com has their reasoning for why they're doing this, and nobody agrees with that reasoning. And understandably, it's kind of a scam, like you said, but they're still doing it. This interim
Got it.
CEO says, "Oh no, we're not doing that stuff anymore," and I guess. In fact, Mark Scott, the guy you're working with, John, uh,
mhm,
he had a podcast, and he had his cell phone with him, and he brought up a job, and he says, here's a job right here. It's a managed service job. And he says, you're paying $1,000 to the talent for this job. Well, that seems like a lot of money. But he says, I found out who the actual end client was. And he went to that end client and found out that the end client was offering 3,000 for that gig. And he
Mhm.
said, so
Oh,
you're taking $2,000 right off the top before it comes to me. And if I get the gig, I've got to pay you another 20% off of that thousand. And he went, oh, and just, and the CEO, oh, well, I need to look into that. That's not, ooh, let me look, so Mark Scott gave him the job number and said, here, yeah, look into it. It's happening all the time. And supposedly the CEO said that they were getting more in line with the GVAA rate for VO work. I don't know if you guys know
I
it.
don't think so. I don't think so.
No, they're not. They're not at
Not
all.
from what I've seen.
No,
yeah.
no, they've got ridiculous fees. I mean, some of the jobs that come in, they're a 30-second gig, and they want to pay $500. Yeah, okay, I would
Sure.
audition for that. Even though
Sure.
they take 20% off of that, it's still a decent job. But again, like you, John, I've been auditioning. I've been on it now for what, 3 months? January, February. I'm into March. Yeah, 2.5 months.
Mhm.
And I don't know, shit. I've probably auditioned over 100 times, 100 gigs, and I think I've gotten one short list.
Mhm.
Nothing else. It's just and going into the analytics, I'm looking at the one of the problems you can audition. I think I had 116 auditions that I answered to, and I think only 55 of them had been listened to. So
Yeah.
not even half of them had been listened to. So I mean, I'm like, Jesus, if it takes
Well, the thing is, when you see the job, you see how many people have already submitted auditions. If it's more than 30 or 40 that are already in, I don't even bother.
yeah, you said that. See, now, and I,
Yeah, because if they're 60 or 70 already, they're going to find somebody before they get to you.
yeah. See, now,
You know.
I thought that, and maybe I'm misunderstanding the number of auditions. I was figuring that if I saw that 60 or 70 auditions, they weren't all 100% voice match. Now, am I wrong with that? Because I'm only auditioning for a 100% voice match.
Correct.
No, if in fact I'm not even, because I guess the algorithm has gotten used to what I'm answering to, so it's not even sending me anything that's less than 100%.
Yeah, you can. It's in your settings. You can tell it what to send you. If
Right.
you want to see the 70%, they'll send them to you.
Well,
But
in the settings I saw it only went as high as 90% plus. So I'm not even getting 90% stuff. It's all
Hmm.
100%. But at any rate, looking at the voices that have auditioned on them, I thought, okay, are all 70 of those or 60 of those or however many, are they all 100% auditions?
I would say an overwhelming majority is, especially if you see, if you look at the stuff that you've auditioned for and half of them haven't been listened to, I'm willing to bet those had 50 or so in line already before you got there.
And I can't look back at that and see how many
Yeah.
were. Yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, that's was one of my questions. I wonder how many were there. But and but another thing is
Yeah.
you'll get an audition that comes in, and it'll show that only one or three or five, very few people have responded. Ooh, cool. I'm gonna audition on this thing. Ooh, I like what this is. And you do your audition, you get it edited, and you send it off, and you hit reply to this job, and then you look at it, and oh shit, it's got 40 replies already since you saw it on your computer.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
you're shit out of luck right there. I mean, even hitting it as fast, as soon as it comes in, because I mean, I made a point of doing that. I sat here, one day just waiting for auditions to come in. And as soon as one came in, I hit on it. Okay, good. Only two have applied to this. I go and record it. I do the editing and I send that one off right away. And I hit the button to reply on it, and it's like 39 or 40. And I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Within what, 5-10 minutes, at the most.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They again, they say it's a number thing, but it's really frustrating.
Well, I keep going back to the fact that I think direct marketing is the way to go. And I'll be ramping that up when we get back from Japan.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm speaking of direct marketing, I'm doing that. I'm trying to be diligent.
Yeah.
That was again, I talk for a living. I'm trying to do it daily. It doesn't always happen, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm consistent at least. All right. Okay. So, anything else other than are you guys having corned beef and cabbage tonight? St. Patrick's Day, No?
let's see. No, I'm going to eat something green. Does that count?
Chew on a couple of shamrocks.
Just so that you know, our next podcast that we'll broadcast will be our 26th, which
Wow.
is half a year. Because
Yes.
it's 26 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Mark.
Right.
Wow.
Hey.
Well, you've been busy, Mark.
I know.
Yes.
It's been fun. I like it. It's fun. All right, gang.
Okay, take care.
Carry on.
Bye.
Adios.
Hey guys, thank
Au
you.
revoir.
Talk to y'all soon.
Peterson. Thanks for joining us. We'll babble on next week.